An opportunity was missed. Yes, Jalen Hurts went out with a concussion, but you had a big enough cushion to seal the deal. You did. What happens? Pickett gets in. Aaron throws, of course, not moving the offense like Jalen Hurts, but he gets a touchdown. He throws a pick as well. But that's what landed Pickett in Philadelphia to begin with, inconsistency in Pittsburgh. Starting quarterback, not able to sustain drives, throwing picks. He can make plays, but he made more awful plays than good. Next thing you know, he's shipped out. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have him as a backup quarterback. The young guy, third stringer, yes. Tanner McKee is a guy I would be having in the second string. I wish he was in there right now. I think he has a bigger upside. I like his size. Got a nice little arm on him. He can improvise a little bit. I just think he needs an opportunity. Tanner McKee just needs an opportunity. I think he can go out there and he can shine. He can hold it down a little bit until, Jalen Hurts gets back, which I'm pretty sure is going to be short. He's going to be ready for the playoffs. But my concern is, will this team be rusty? Will this team be rusty going into the playoffs? Getting some people dinged up a little bit. Your starting quarterback goes out with a concussion. You probably won't see him again until the playoffs. That's a concern. That's a concern. And high-intensity action in the playoffs is when Jalen Hurts is going to come back and take his snaps. You have to be a little bit worried about that. Him being sharp, him taking care of the football, not turning it over. There's a concern there. But full health, or at least close to full health, this team can beat anybody. We already know that. They mostly get in their own way when they do lose. So I'm expecting big things in the playoffs, but you have to have some kind of concern with Jalen Hurts. Is he going to come out running, or is he going to come out stumbling? Playoffs, you already know. One play here, there, turnover here, there, you can lose the game. So it got to be a slight concern, but we're not going to put the rain cloud over this win, this NFC East title that they done sealed up, and possibly the second seed, and see how it rolls. All these teams are good in the playoffs, and you got to be at your best, and you ain't got time to catch a rhythm. You have to go in rhythm. So hopefully this team can seal it up, because I know Jalen Hurts is not going to play in the last game. We already know that. You won't see him until the playoffs. SAQUON Barkley, will he play the next game? He's got a record. Eric Dickerson, single season. The man is 101 yards away. Thought he could have gotten this game. They got Dallas with a quick 3-and-out with about 6 minutes left. Just hand him the ball and see if he can bust a few loose, but it really wasn't worth it. You had the game in the bag. Definitely don't want to get him injured. Go ahead and head into your last game and see what happens there, but that's going to be a big decision, seeing if you want to get SAQUON Barkley that record. Me, I would let him go get it. As soon as he gets it, get him out of the game. Reason why I say that, this only comes around so often. You know what I mean? A record like that, you want your guy to go ahead and get it. And if it's an opportunity, yes. He should be able to get that. To me, the way he's been running, he can get that in the first quarter. He can get it in the first quarter, if not second for sure. He should get that record before halftime. So you just cross your fingers, you know what I mean? Pray, and hope nothing happens. He don't get dinged up or twisted ankle, anything. Get the record, get him out of there. Sit him down. For as a wide receivers, no starters should be out there at all. Should be all second string players except SAQUON Barkley, just trying to get him that record. The Eagles, 13-3, led 24-7 in the third quarter when Pickett was drilled by defensive end Micah Parsons, ending his first start in place of the concussed Jalen Hurts. Tanner McKee A career third stringer entered the game, and the Eagles finished the drive with a field goal. McKee later threw 2 TD passes, a 20-yarder to A.J. Brown and a 25-yarder to Devontae Smith, in front of a roaring crowd delighted to watch the Eagles dominate their fierce rival to wrap up the division title and at least the number 2 seed in the NFC. Hurts was injured in last week's loss at Washington and remains in the NFL's concussion protocol. He didn't practice all week, which opened the door for Pickett to start. And like I said, I wish McKee was out there starting. That's for another day. Pickett, hurt, hope he's all right. Get back healthy, get ready for the playoffs. But moving forward, Pickett's a good guy. Don't get me wrong. But some of his decision-making and errant throws, his accuracy is a little off. He can't string like a whole bunch of good plays together, like 5 in a row. You might get 2 good ones and then you get 5 bad ones. He's one of those type of quarterbacks, and they have several in the league that do the same thing. They just can't balance it out. When they do something bad, it can cost you the game. I'd rather have the young McKee in there. Let him go through his tough stretches. I just think the ceiling is higher with Tanner McKee than sitting here with Pickett. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. So sealing up the NFC East title, heading into this last game. I think it's against the Giants, isn't it? I think it's the Giants. I double check that, but man, wouldn't that be something? Matter of fact, let me look at that real quick. Because wouldn't that be something? He breaks this record against his former team, SAQUON Barkley. Wouldn't that be something? Let's check it out real quick. I think it is the Giants, the last game. We'll check it out. Yes, against the Giants. SAQUON Barkley can break Eric Dickerson's single-season record against the New York Giants. That would be picture perfect. And just for that alone, hell yeah, he's playing.
Oh, that's not good.
He is playing in that last game to get that record. Means a lot, if you ask me. Means a lot. Far as injuries and worrying about that, just put that in the back of your brain. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen anyway. It could be next week or somewhere in the playoff. You just can't play the game that way. Yeah, you want to rest your players when you have an opportunity to rest your players, get them ready for the playoffs. No doubt about that. But when a record comes up like this, let the man go out there and get it. That's my take on it. And Happy New Year. And one thing I want to mention about those Texans, I haven't been able to talk about them for a week or so. Of course, there's concern. There's a lot of concern. Let's be honest. This team came out shooting out of a cannon early in the season. They had some bumps. The bumps, I mean the injuries of these key guys going out from the wide receiver position. Stephon Diggs, obviously, out for the year. Tank Dell's been in and out pretty much all year. And now he's out for the year. Nico Collins, he was out. He came back. And luckily he came back in the nick of time because they really need him right now. And other guys, third stringers, wide receivers, fourth, whatever, they're coming up, they're making plays along with the tight ends. But it just won't be enough, in my opinion. This season is pretty much already lost just due to the inconsistencies they've been playing the last few weeks. Then you put the injuries on top of that. And you got this bad offensive line that kind of plays what they want to play. You got C.J. Stroud, where his confidence is not the greatest. That spells trouble going into the playoffs when you're supposed to be like this. Yeah, we know they talk about how they're like this. Chopping wood, right? Carrying water. Iron sharpens iron. We heard it all. We know they're tight. But when you get into the playoffs, and you got all these deficiencies going on, spells trouble. Spells trouble. So if the Texans can get out of the first round, it's house money from there. Be honest with you, I'm not expecting them to get out of the first round. I just think the task is too much. The built-in excuse is kind of already there. Now they're gonna go out there and they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight. Depending who they play against, like it could be the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? If it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're gonna be done with. It's a gritty team. Defense is their call. They will put pressure, put schemes on CJ Stroud. They're going to try to limit the running game. Big pass plays. There's going to be high intense, pressured. Could be some drops. Could be some shortages of a first down here and there in crucial situations. Defense is going to have a lot of pressure on them because they got to be coming maximum every time they're on the field. Maximum pressure. They got to have that string tight the whole game. And depending on how many 3 and outs this offense is going to put out there in the playoffs, that string going to start loosening up. Loosening up. A lot of wear and tear throughout a course of a football game as these quarters are going down. They only can stop a team and put ultimate pressure on them for a certain amount of time before it breaks. And you should be putting points on the board if you're the offense, knowing that when that string loosens up, I don't think it'll break, but it will loosen up. And just hope you have enough points to win it.